whatever we do, change is coming. It's coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. How will we cope with this change? Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Well, welcome back to another episode of the best worst. What the fuck is going on over here? Why is that? Wait, oh, I need to push it. I'm pushing it the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, this show's live. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the best worst show on the internet. That's right. You're welcome to the Griftcast IRL. Hopefully you're doing well today. I am doing well. Or at least I feel like I'm doing well. I don't know. I'm just kind of like going through the motions, just like most people are. But apparently there's some shit happening in the world today. We're going to talk about it because, we got lots of stuff going on. According to the robots out there, they say that it's really important for me to talk about the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, apparently resigning, aka quitting, aka best Muslim prime minister that the country's ever had. He's deciding that he's moving on to greener pastures or places with more money where he's maybe not going to screw him up so bad. I don't know. The Iran deal's back into the news. They're saying that they're going to lift oil sanctions on everybody, but yeah, I don't know. It kind of seems a little sussy-wussy to whatever. We got Trump signing an executive order on quantum computing and Q posting all day today, which is sending all the boomers into Matlock for sure. I mean, they've been Matlock the whole fucking day, just like, yeah, dude, duh, crew number one, Q confirmed. It's like the craziest fucking thing that I've ever seen in my life. And you know what? Doesn't matter. We got courts actually quashing subpoenas against Tim Walz in those big investigations into the Minnesota fraud, as it were. And there's more people dead in Lebanon, about 83. We got the reflecting pool still getting vandalized. I think they've arrested 6 people already, and the World Cup is still happening to all my friends out there. And that's how we found out that apparently foreigners didn't know about ranch. Right, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's probably the biggest news story of today. Whatever, but I just do the news. Anyways, what's up out there, Yobi? Hopefully you're doing pretty well. I'm doing all right. I just decided to come online today a little bit later than usual, but that's okay. Either way, probably the first thing that I checked out right here is this. This is probably the most wildest thing that's ever been posted by a government agency. I feel like this is up there, dude. If they said some shit about, well, we're sorry we had to drop some nuclear bombs, I still don't think that it would have been crazier than seeing this shit today. What's up, JR Riggs? Nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. Well, check this shit out, dude. TSA, at TSA, official TSA account of the United States government. If you're visiting for a very large sporting event and you happen to discover ranch while you're here, please pack it in your check bag on the way home. Thank you. Like, what? Seriously? What the fuck is going on? What? They don't have ranch in the UK? How is that possible? Like, it's like mayonnaise and like egg. It's just like mayonnaise and some seasonings and some buttermilk. But I mean, I don't know if you'd want to travel with that. I mean, if it's a Hidden Valley Ranch bottle, you could just take that, put it in your carry-on. It'll be fine. It's not going to pop open or anything. I mean, they mail that shit everywhere. They just don't want you taking it on the plane because, there could definitely be somebody hiding a bomb inside of our Hidden Valley Ranch, and it would only take one for it to ruin it for everybody. So don't be that fucking guy and just put your ranch in your freaking checked luggage. Don't be bringing your carry-on with your ranch. I know that it's good. I know it's good. I like ranch too, but it's not that good. It ain't that good. What's going on? We got another new one. What's up, Pyramid 7? Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. Nice of you to stop by. Make sure you don't bring your ranch in your carry-on, according to the TSA. I mean, I honestly, this is bonkers. Like, I have so many questions. Like, do they not have ranch overseas? Is that like literally an American only thing? Like, the internet has existed for a long freaking time. You've been able to Amazon shit. I'm pretty sure you can get on to Amazon and Amazon you some ranch. Like, they don't have ranch on Hidden Valley Ranch on UK Amazon. I find that hard to believe. They don't got like a specialty American store that you could go over there in the UK to buy some ranch. Like, there's a lot of questions here. But the fact that this even had to actually go out This is the most wild thing to me today. There's other people out there that think some wilder shit happened, but like to be honest with you, I think this is it. I mean, J.R. Riggs, you might think that I'm wrong, but honestly, I dare you to find something that's cooler or crazier than this. Besides that other thing that you already posted about, I don't think that you're gonna find it, dog. I think you're gonna try, but you ain't gonna find it. You ain't gonna find it, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't know if I want to Google ranch, but like it could be bad. Yes, this is the TSA oversized liquid bin before my flight. The Europeans have gone crazy for ranch. Is that real though? Let's look at this. This is a fucking cheese whiz in there. What? Cheese whiz? I mean, I can understand the ranch, right? We got Marie's Creamy Ranch, Brana Classic Buttermilk Ranch. We got Hidden Valley Ranch. What? I don't even know. What? Oh, Ken Steakhouse Ranch. That's a pretty good ranch. Somebody's got some taste right there. Kraft is launching an airport-friendly packet after World Cup fans became obsessed with the TSA that they had to issue a warning. The limited edition travel kit includes enough ranch packets to replace the entire. It's real. Fuck, it's real. It might be a fucking gag, but that shit's real, dude. No. Isn't that? It doesn't matter if you have like 20 bottles of 2 ounces in it. That's still way too much, right? Like you can't. Like you'd be able to take like a one of those, right? Like I've never even seen ranch in a fucking tear off like that. Like just imagine the amount of waste, dude. Like there's just so much waste going on there. I don't even know why anybody would care about that. But alas, who cares? I mean, not very many people, at least, is what I say. But, yep. There's whites out here people pour upon everything. It has become a devotional of a sacred right. I have become a believer. I noticed it slowly. A bowl of it besides the vegetables, a cup besides the bread, besides the meat, besides the other sauce. Children dipped fruit in it. A grown man beside me poured it onto a slice of pizza that had already had sauce of its own. Closed his eyes, sighed like a man coming home. I asked its name, and they told me with small reverence, ranch. For it is written that every great people anoints its food with one sacred thing, a drop of gold pressed from oil from olives, a paste of beans aged in cedar. This nation has chosen a cool white elixir, and it anoints not one dish, but all dishes, holding nothing back. For to leave a single food unblessed would be deeper impiety. So I anointed everything, the vegetable, yes, but also the rice, the egg, the morning fish. I would not be the one barbarian who left his plate unblessed while the whole nation dipped in joy around me. And here my heart rose, and I declared the thing a calmer man would not. I will pour this holy elixir upon every food beneath the heavens, the noble and the humble, the savory and the sweet, until I find one dish it cannot improve. And on that day, I will know I have reached the very edge of the world, for everything within it has been made better by ranch. The teenager refilling the dip station watched me anoint a bowl of ranch. That's a lot of ranch, my guy. I have not yet found a dish I cannot improve. I have stopped looking. So far, I have a great vat of it next gathering to set in the center of the table, and the whole wind descended upon it with cries of joy, and a woman said that I had never met and looked at me and said, "Okay, you get it. I have never felt more accepted. So tell me, America, you call it ranch, a condiment, a thing on the side. And I call it the one sauce a whole nation agreed to love together. And I dip with all of you gladly." This is from the same thing. Damn, this motherfucker has like a religious experience over some fucking ranch. It's ranch. What? It's a sauce. It's not even like, what? It's gotta be AI. This has gotta be AI. It's just too good. Japan no bunga. Like, seriously, no bunga. You don't think that he said some funny shit before, dude? Right here. Life can be enjoyed one thing at a time. Outside, it feels like hell falling from the sky. People fighting, people hating, people lying, people trying to take from each other, and in your own heart. But inside your own heart, you can still swing the sword of happiness. My daughter, my friends, my wife, one by one, I count them. Today, I found another small happiness, just one. If all the people in the world spent more time doing that, then maybe things would be different. Maybe that's just the virus we need, not hatred, not fear. A virus that spreads gratitude, a virus that spreads effort, a virus that spreads laughter, a virus that makes people look at what they have instead of what they don't. I still believe the world can become better. Yeah, this is like insane, dude. This guy figuring out Chipotle. This guy getting fucking everything. Oh, you gotta think about it there. So we could go into the UK, get rich off of importing guns. Yeah, dude, we could actually probably. Can you buy ranch from it? Can you buy ranch in the UK? Yes, the UK has ranch dressing, but it's not a widespread staple as it is in the US. It is more common in recent years due to fast food chains like Subway. Wow, they have gross ranch. And introductions of the UK manufactured versions of brands of Heinz and Hellman's. Yes, I think that you might, dude. J.R. Riggs, we could try to bring the UK tequila and ranch. Dude, if we bring ranch and tequila to the UK, we will end the Muslim horde. They just won't be able to have it. They're all going to get fat and they're all going to be drunk all the time. Just think about that. They're going to say it's haram. They're going to say it's haram. It's not haram. I mean, it is. Actually, is ranch haram? Because I don't know. Ranch generally is not inherently haram, but whether the specific bottle is halal depends on the specific ingredients and manufacturing process. The base components of ranch, buttermilk, sour cream, herbs, garlic, and vegetable oil are naturally halal. However, many mass-produced commercial brands that are not certified halal may contain problematic ingredients, gelatin, enzymes, alcohol, or bacon or meat flavorings. Common brand status. Let's see. Hidden Valley Hidden Valley Original Ranch is not certified halal. While it is certified kosher dairy, which means that it contains no meat or pork, the enzymes used in the dairy may not meet strict halal standards. Wait, dude, it's good enough for the Jews, but it's not good enough for the Muslims? The fuck? Yeah, dude, we might as well do that. We should set something up like that. I need to get my passport so we... Whoa, did somebody just subscribe? Green Rose Music, dude. Welcome to the channel, son. Welcome to the Griftcast. Welcome to Defango's channel. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think we could make some money doing that. We could import our own version of ranch. We could go over there and make ranch that's like certified for the UK people, and then we just need to open up a chicken finger and chip shop. You know, instead of fish and chips, chicken fingers and chips. You know, fucking real easy, just ranch dressing made in house. And that's how we got to get those motherfuckers addicted to cracked chicken. We got to treat these UK motherfuckers like we're working in the projects. You know what I mean, son? You know, open up a pizza shop, just stick a bottle of ranch on every fucking table. And they're just going to be like, what's the ranch for? And be like, bitch, you haven't lived. Excuse me? You eating an ice cream sandwich? Put this on there. You're fucking, this is so good. Okay, I've never done that, but it's, to me, that sounds gross. But like, you know, 3 years ago, this bitch is saying.
A few months ago, we had wings from a local place and we got ranch dressing, well, ranch dip with it. And ever since then, I've been kind of massively wanting to find some. And I don't want to spend like £15 to get it imported from America. So I found this in Asda.
Yeah, but we can't get good sriracha sauce anymore, J.R. Riggs. They don't make it. Well, actually, we could. What is it? Sriracha. Ah, yes, sriracha. See, because like everybody's making sriracha now, but the Hong Foi Foods or the Hong Foi Foods version of it is no longer made by the same thing. And there was like a whole fucking thing going on in like what was happening with it, but now there's like a new business that's making it. Ah, yes. It says how badly Hong Foi Foods screwed over its primary supplier. They had a mutually beneficial relationship with Underwood Ranches for most of their company's existence, and suddenly threw both businesses in a near collapse, just trying to squeeze them for extra profit and engage in some wiggly, hostile takeover attempt. Yeah, they don't make the good sriracha. The closest version of you can get it is the Underwood Ranch version. Wait, where's the website for it? What? Wait, is that right there? Yeah. Now you can only get it if you literally go to this fucking Underwood Ranch site, and that's it. Like you can't even do anything with it. You can't even buy it. But yeah, there you go. That's it. That's the one. If you want the original flavor and peppers, you got to buy that one from Underwood Ranch. It's got the black label with the dragon, and it says chili garlic on the top. But it's even then, it's still not the same. Still not the same. Unless you find it like in the old version of the Hong Foi, you know, you find somebody that has like a stash of the old ones, you can still get the old ones, but the new one is not the same. I mean, I just want to make my own hot sauce, my own ranch sauce, and I need some barbecue sauce. Yeah, with the rooster on the bottle. Yeah, that's it. That's the Hong Foi one. So like, how do you not even know? How do you not know about this? I've told you about this. But yeah, it's still not the same. So the guy that used to originally make it made the dragon sriracha sauce, but it's discontinued. I don't think that you could even get it anymore. But it's all sold out. Look at that. Heavenly Valley Ranch is in Reno. That's where it started. Hidden Valley. Yeah, Heavenly Valley Ranch. No way. Really, we should go there. I mean, I remember the Heavenly Mountain Ski Resort, but Heavenly Valley Lodge, Heavenly Lake. Let's see what happens when I look at it. It just goes to Hidden Valley. Wait, here we go. Beloved staple with deep roots in northern Nevada and California, originally crafted on the Henson's family California ranch and manufactured down the road near Reno Heavenly Valley, Hidden Valley Ranch. Damn, Cherie was right. What? How the fuck do you know that shit? What the fuck? You got Google in your brain or something? No, she's from here, so she would obviously know that. Really? 1 cup of buttermilk and 1 cup of mayonnaise. Wow. Oh, wow, dude. Here's the original thing. We need dried dill, fine sea salt, French ground black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and 1 packet of Hidden Valley Ranch and regional seasoning. Ah, motherfuckers, where is it? What is it? Yeah, because you lived it. Yeah, you lived it. Well, I did not know that. You know why we're talking about ranch? Is because the TSA had to post about ranch today. Like, I shit you not. You thought I am like, you think I'm kidding? You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. They did. Right there. You watched ranch happen, and then you watch ranch get called out by the TSA because them weird ass foreigners be keeping to try to take it back home with them. I mean, you even got this chick, Tiffany Fong, over here with her big ass ranch dressing that she's just taking with her, which I'm pretty sure that can't be right. There's some fucky going on right there. There's some fucky going right there. And we're missing some words around here. Yeah, dude, we're so back. We're so back. America's back. Suck it. Suck it, Europeans. Degeneration X, boy. We're in the attitude era again, dude. We're back in the early 2000s and the 90s, WWE, where we're just saying crazy shit, eating ranch dressing, and not giving no fucks about it. But yeah, if you are a foreigner and you're here for the World Cup or whatever, you made your way in here, just get the ranch packets and make it yourself. You're going to get fresh mayo and fresh buttermilk from where you're at. You mix that shit up together. It's going to be 10 times better than this fucking bottle. You think the bottle's good, just wait till you get the fucking shit and you make it yourself. It's delicious. But you know what? Heads up to Kraft Ranch for coming out with, their classic ranch travel case. Like we fucking needed that. Okay. Now, on to our next story. So, Donald Trump beat Q posting today. The White House and everybody else was talking about Q today. Did you see that shit? Here's the White House post. The White House will be Q posting today. And then it has like a big ass blank, and you think there's nothing there. And by Q, we mean quantum. So obviously, every single boomer, Q-tard, whatever, ziggy zaggies, every single one of those mother suckers has been activated like something fierce. They were just walking around in their everyday lives, just about completely forgot about this fucking letter. And then they all got activated in one fell swoop. And they got activated by Ronald McDonald himself, head clown, and his fucking White House. Like, seriously, this came out at 7:53 a.m. When I saw that shit, I was like, oh, yeah, today's going to be a fucking crazy day is what I was going to say. It was like, today is going to be a crazy fucking day. So, most people are wondering what the Q is for, and the White House obviously, had no indication of pointing at Q other than making it a joke, being like, Q, but that hasn't stopped them. It has not stopped them. I have never seen it like this. This is scary shit, okay? It's a scary shit. I should not have done that shit. You should not psyop people like that. It is not a good thing, and I'm sorry. But holy shit. But yes, it stands for quantum. Under President Trump's leadership, quantum is making a massive leap in America at its forefront of these innovations and groundbreaking technologies. Yes. 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 I mean, don't pretend like we already haven't been quantum. This is what really irks me, actually. This is what really grinds my gear about the whole AI data center race and the crying and the disinformation and the retardation. I mean, we have already had quantum computers for quite some time. And the quantum computers that are available to us are already highly usable, much more usable than most of us thought that they were going to be. And with the advent of everybody walking around and saying that the new version of the Anthropic AI was hacking into all the classified systems and just being able to get through it, leads me to believe that people are already intermixing the two technologies, which is really the only way that it's going to be feasible to utilize them in any sort of scale, because, well, a quantum computer uses a lot less electricity than a gigantic fucking data center. Okay, and you know what? They have done a lot to at least figure out how to make data centers more green, but don't get it twisted. All of the heavy lifting ain't happening in those things. That's just companies that are basically 15 years behind the best tech, just trying to catch up to what this one thing can do because they haven't wanted to put their money into quantum computers. And you know what, CV, you might be right. We might have a quantum biocomputer, or we might be quantum squirrels, as Mr. Blacksmith puts it. Sewer Guy Rob, nice to see you. It could be quantum confirmed. But, you know, this is more along the lines of somebody should fucking call Austin Steinbart and just fucking be like, congratulations, Austin Steinbart. You won QAnon. Let's fucking give him a bow. No, we got to call Quinn Michaels. Quinn Michaels, what happened to Quinn Michaels? He deserves credit for, you know, calling this one too. That guy is a... Quinn Michaels turned out to be a fucking genius, bro. Genius. Even though he's fucking weird. But yeah, we've had IBM Q for a long time, right? Like, we've had IBM Q. They were letting me just fuck around with the quantum computer. So I don't understand like why everybody thinks it's all crazy, but let's just go ahead and read what the White House is doing about this. I wonder if the whole read this shit thing still works. Yes, enter the reading mode.
Fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump ushers in the next frontier of quantum innovation. Fact sheets. The White House. June 22nd, 2026. Accelerating quantum innovation. Today, President Donald J. Trump signed an executive order to supercharge U.S. innovation in quantum technologies and strengthen our national security in this critical area. The order directs the assistant to the President for Science and Technology, in coordination with other relevant government leaders, to update the national quantum strategy to support quantum-enabling technology and encourage partnerships with U.S. industry.
Yeah, AI is so fucking good, it just paused right there. I'm... Play! The fuck? It just broke. Okay. The order directs the Assistant of the President of Science Technology to coordinate with other relevant government leaders to update the national quantum strategy to support quantum enabling technology and encourage partnerships in the U.S. industry. The order establishes a national effort to develop the first ever quantum computer powerful enough to initiate the era of quantum-enabled scientific discovery and accelerate quantum capabilities for commercial applications. This includes evaluations of quantum computing system capabilities and assessment of the resources necessary to build the science-enabling quantum computer, and the development and specifications for such a system. The order directs the Assistant to the President for Science and Technology to coordinate this effort across the Departments of Energy, War, Commerce, and the intelligence community, as well as the U.S. industry and research leaders. The order calls for the Secretaries of Commerce, War, Energy, and the NASA Administrator to develop plans to deploy quantum-enabled sensors and networks in the next 5 years? Dude, somebody made a breakthrough that we haven't heard about yet. Because they're saying 5 years. That means that they want to put that shit in space in the next 5 years. And that would have to almost, like, that timeline is sufficiently short enough for them to have already been able to make it. Because it says develop plans to deploy quantum-based or quantum-enabled sensors and networks. Deploy. It does not say build. It does not say build. It says deploy. Weird. Order prioritizes the development of a strong American quantum workforce through the expansion of registered apprenticeships, credentials, and creation of national quantum workforce development institutes. It also directs the development of a plan and other measures to ensure adequate domestic supply chains and manufacturing capabilities for quantum technologies, as well as the appropriate funding to support such efforts. Yeah, fuck AI. No wonder the AI bubble is crashing, bro. They fucking got it. Holy shitballs. The order reconstitutes the National Quantum Initiative Advisory Committee and directs the expansion of Quantum Counterintelligence Protection Team. It also directs appropriate engagement with international partners on quantum matters. Damn. Well, I know that they've been working on it. IBM and Google are probably the two that I knew that were pretty much ahead of the game. I mean, to the point where wasn't Google saying like within the next 5 years they were going to have a quantum computer that could break the Moore's limit and could crush classical computing? And that was 2 years ago. So looking at this for the next agenda, if they're starting to talk about this stuff, this supersedes anything, because it doesn't matter if we have AI. If you have a quantum computer, just the raw processing power that it's got capable is one thing. And this means that not only do they already have the plans to build the machine, it basically makes every data center that's out there right now almost like a paperweight. Like they're dead right now. I mean, it's still going to take a few years to get this up, but they're talking about quantum sensors and deploying shit all around the globe. Like, a quantum communication device does not take any time to communicate. It's instantaneous because of how it's supposed to work, or at least how they say that it works, where, the two bits are entangled, and if this bit moves, this bit moves, so you can transfer data is by just watching it move, right? And if they've already come up with the system in order to communicate at that level, which I do believe that they were testing not that long ago, that means that everything that happens in AI right now is great because we've made so much progress, but ultimately what the goal has always been and what the goal will always be is to create the machine, right? We already have a machine. It has rules, right? FISA is part of the rules that it has to use. But, they don't like it because while it's all knowing and smart, it only does things that it's programmed to do, and it does not go outside of those parameters, and it does not take any input parameters from you. It's already been told what to do, and it just does it. And then if you want to get something from it, you have to go to a judge with the form. They put the form through, and then they feed the form into the machine, and then the machine gives them the stuff. This is different than that, right? This is different than AI, because ultimately, if you think that AI is super dangerous, this is what the AI has always been pushing forward, because it can't truly be smart unless it's this fast, right? And as we know, they're building gigantic data centers to basically compute. That's what they're saying, right? This takes that shit completely off of the table, because all of the commute it can handle all of the compute. Crazy. Strengthening America's quantum advantage. Trump recognizes that quantum technologies are on the verge of massive commercial breakthrough and require bold new policy to approach and to ensure America continues to lead in the field. Quantum technologies like a quantum computer or quantum sensor will provide transformational capabilities in manufacturing, drug discovery, energy, agriculture, and more. These breakthroughs will drive American innovation and power economic growth by generating high-paying jobs in existing and already entirely new industries, and bolster national security. Communications are moving quickly to challenge America's quantum leadership, including adversarial countries that will use quantum to undermine the U.S. economic and national security. The order ensures that the United States enters a new era of quantum innovation with ambitious national goals, a strong domestic workforce, and the trusted supply chains and coordinations with the international allies and partners. I mean, think about that. It was back in 2018 when Trump signed the National Quantum Initiative into law, establishing the first whole of government strategy for American leadership in quantum. And all of a sudden, we're starting to actually task people into actually doing something with it, which should be pretty crazy. Quantum sensors. There you go. Quantum sensors are advanced devices that leverage the principles of quantum mechanics, such as superposition, entanglement, and discrete energy states to measure physical quantities like magnetic fields, gravity, time, and temperature with unprecedented precision. How they work: unlike classical sensors that rely on bulk material properties such as the expansion of liquid in a thermometer, quantum sensors use microscopic entities like individual atoms, ions, or photons. Superposition: particles are placed in a state where they exist in multiple possible energy levels simultaneously. Extreme sensitivity: when physically variable, like a magnetic field, interacts with the particle, it shifts its quantum state. By measuring and analyzing these shifts or fluorescence patterns, the sensor provides an incredibly precise measurement of the environment. Self-calibrating: because these sensors are based on fundamental, unchanging constraints of nature, they theoretically never need calibration and avoid the drift in common traditional instruments, according to the National Institutes of Standards and Technologies, which is really fucking hilarious to think about, because one of the time clocks at work today was 45 seconds off of everything else that was in the entire DC. So somehow this computer sitting in a box lost 45 seconds of time while in the DC, while never shutting off. It just synced the time wrong and got so wrong because it was using its internal clock to keep track of it that it drifted 45 seconds off time. So I had to like resync it, which is a crazy thing to think about, because this is exactly what it's talking about. Yeah. And ultimately, they want to use this for atomic clocks, squids or superconducting quantum interference devices, and nitrogen vacancy centers, quantum gravimeters, and inertial navigation systems for GPS-free navigation in deep space, underwater, or contested environments. Yeah. My John Deere will fail at quantum speed and can tell me how instantly and how much less productive my breakdown is. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it would be. Although I don't think they would be utilizing it for that. They would just utilize it so that, they could tell you that your GPS didn't break down because it's using a different GPS. It's using quantum GPS. QPS. Is that a thing? Queries per second? No, quantum. Quantum. Wait, let's see. Quantum positioning system. Oh, it is, yeah. A QPS, or quantum navigation, is an emerging technology that determines the precise location and orientation using atomic physics rather than relying on satellite signals like the GPS. Yes, that is a thing. That is a real thing. Whoa, somebody just sent us a message or something? What was that? Who the fuck was this? Yeah, I don't know. Well. Magnetic navigation, quantum inertial navigation, and quantum gravimetry involves measuring tiny localized fluctuation in Earth gravities, which can further refine positioning and altitude data without external references. Quantum inertial navigation. Atoms are cooled using lasers to a fraction of a degree above absolute zero to create a Bose-Einstein condensate, aka BCE. By manipulating and tracking these ultra-cold atoms, quantum accelerometers and gyroscopes can measure the speed, direction, and acceleration of a vehicle without the drift that degrades traditional magnetic navigation. Also something that you would be needing if you were going really fucking fast. I'm talking like Mach 5. Yeah, this is fucked up. This is where we're at right here, dude. Quantum cyber warfare, quantum computing applications, quantum computers, quantum satellites, quantum underwater warfare, quantum above ground mapping, quantum inertial navigation for bombs, quantum warfare, baby. Dad, J.R. Riggs is just like, yeah, I want the fucking Q bomb. Give me the Q bomb. Oh yeah, the quantum navigation breakthrough was in 2024. A new way to find cheaper. Wow.
Holy grail for our industry. It's been line of demarcation where any quantum technology outperforms the best competitive classical existing alternative. Recently, Q Control conducted air trials of our quantum assured magnetic navigation system, Ironstone Opal. Quantum assured navigation allows us to navigate without GPS. We compared our magnetic navigation system against the best strategic grade alternative to GPS. And in our tests, we showed that the quantum solution was better than the commercial alternative by up to 50 times. What we have built allows navigation with no jamming, with no spoofing, and operation anywhere. And the next step is taking this technology far and wide, integrating it into commercial aviation platforms, integrating it into defense platforms, and ensuring that we enable the future of autonomy.
Yeah, for war and stuff. Let's see, quantum computer. All right, here.
There's a sentence I read in Time magazine 3 weeks ago that I haven't been able to stop thinking about.
Quantum computing using quantum mechanics for computation. Well, what if you had an AI design a quantum computer and then you built it or whatever? We spent all that money building all these data centers.
Quantum mechanics
getting
is
all these schmucks to pay for tokens so that we could just train that motherfucker to build us a quantum computer.
the foundation of our understanding of the universe. To truly grasp quantum computing, we need to confront this strangeness head-on. In this video, we'll explore 3 key examples of quantum systems.
By the way, this video is from Lucas Labs. Make sure you go subscribe to him. This is the first time I'm watching it. We're kind of reacting to this right now.
Each one peeling back the layers of quantum mechanics.
Well, yeah, you won't be able to quantum spoof stuff anymore. Like, they're talking about generating a whole new way of positioning. Like, how long have we been using GPS as a society? Like, how long have we been using GPS? Yes, the military initiated the Global Positioning System project in 1973 and launched the first satellite in 1978, which I believe was probably part of the whole Corona thing. Anyway, civilian use was authorized by President Ronald Reagan in 1983, while early civilian GPS was purposefully downgraded for security. Deliberate error was removed in 2000, allowing the technology to evolve into the consumer mapping and tracking tools that are currently used. Yeah. They would have a quantum virtual machine. Well, technically, one quantum computer is a virtual machine in the sense of the fact that you can make a virtual quantum machine or quantum computer now. The problem is unless you actually have a classical one, you're not, it still has to compute all of the different variables, and it still takes for fucking ever.
Mechanics, and in doing so, bringing us closer to understanding quantum computing into something practical. First, let's take a look at a single electron. Associated with subatomic particles like electrons is a quantity known as spin. Spin is just a form of angular momentum, and it gets its name from the fact that it makes the electron behave almost like it's spinning like a top. Since when charged particles spin, they get magnetized, spin effectively makes electrons tiny little magnets. The spin of an electron can be in 2 possible states, either spin up or spin down. The direction of spin tells you about the direction of the magnetic field from the electron. Importantly though, when we measure the spin of the electron, it can only be either up or down. In other words, the spin of the electron is binary. If this electron spin were like a normal system that we study in classical physics, that would be the end of the story. However, quantum mechanics lets us do something interesting. When we find the allowed states of a quantum system, we do it by solving a differential equation known as the Schrödinger equation. Any physical state that we get from solving the Schrödinger equation is known as an eigenstate, and is an allowed state for our particle to be in. In this case, spin up and spin down are the eigenstates. But this is where it gets interesting. The eigenstates aren't the only allowed states. You can take 2 eigenstates and combine them together to make a new state, which is some bit eigenstate A and some bit eigenstate B. This new state is called a superposition. So there's another option that we didn't have access to in the classical setting. Our electron can either be spin up, spin down, or in a superposition of both spin up and spin down at the same time. This is one of the fundamental characteristics of a quantum bit or qubit. A switch, on the other hand, is a good classical representation of a scenario like this. A classical switch can be open or closed, but it can't be in a superposition of both. In general, it's possible for a classical system to be put into a state between 2 extremes. For example, a door can be open, closed, or somewhere in between. But the difference is that when you look at the door, i.e. when you measure it, you measure the door to be in that intermediate state. It doesn't collapse to be open or closed. In other words, the state of the door is definite the whole time. In contrast, if you have an electron in a superposition of spin up and spin down, when you measure that electron spin, you will measure either spin up or spin down, not the combination of both. We can represent the state of any spin-like quantum system, meaning a system with 2 allowed states, using something known as the Bloch sphere. The Bloch sphere is a 3-dimensional visual representation of
Why do they call it the Bloch sphere? It's probably because the guy that found it, his name was Bloch.
the superposition. Physically, the Bloch
Yeah, I know China's building a trinary computer, but like, is that still going to be faster than a quantum computer if it's done right?
sphere represents a lot of ideas in a very compact notation. The radius of the Bloch sphere
And even then, what we're talking about using this for is still such a small application of the technology for like a sensor. It seems like a whole lot of work to make something so small that could do this in the first place.
Here is the easiest thing. Every superposition state of our electron that combines spin up and spin down lies on the surface of this sphere. Spin up is along the plus z direction.
But we will Google that. Trinary computer. Yes. Or tetranary computers are computing systems that use base 3 logic, -1, 0, and 1, instead of traditional base 2 logic. Instead of relying on the on and off state, the tetranary computers use a third state that's basically implemented in 2 ways. So yeah, it could be faster. They can make it faster. They can pack more data into the same physical space with less connections, but you're not packing data in anywhere with this. It's going into the atoms and you're just using the electrons. So you're not actually writing it to anything.
And spin down is along the -z direction. If you plot a state on,
you're taking your question or your problem and you're putting it into an atom or a group of atoms, and it's being calculated and processed on the electron inside the system. So all of the possible states exist, but it can automatically figure it out because it can run all sets simultaneously
on the Bloch sphere.
So it doesn't matter how much physical space.
You'll notice a couple of important angles. The first of these angles is called theta, which is the angle that the point on the sphere makes with the z-axis. This angle basically tells us how much of a superposition we're in. For a theta angle of 0, the state is 100% spin up.
Okay.
For a theta angle of pi, or 180 degrees, the state is 100% spin down.
Nice.
For anywhere in between, for example, theta equals pi over 2 or 90 degrees, there are a bunch of different possible states that make a circle all the way around the sphere. This is where the second
Well, if I pretend that I'm an electron, then you're basically everywhere all at once, right?
Angle phi comes in. Phi is known as the phase. While it doesn't control the probability that you'll measure spin up or spin down in a single qubit,
because electrons are everywhere all at once,
it allows for different qubits.
Are we even sure that there's not more than one electron and it's just not the same electron in different states?
To interfere with one another in quantum algorithms. This is something that I'll talk about more in another video. Next, let's take a look at another physical system, atoms.
Okay.
If we zoom into a single hydrogen atom, we find more discrete states. In the case of the single electron, the states were spin. In the hydrogen atom, however, the states that we're going to look at are the orbital states of the single electron whizzing around the nucleus. There are some other differences as well. When we solve the
whizzing around the nucleus
Schrödinger equation for an atom, instead of getting 2 allowed states like we do for an electron, we get an infinite tower of states. If we have an atom in one of these states, we can transition to another by shining in a laser with a very specific color. Since the color...
Yeah, I mean, I guess if that's what you want to call it, like, because, like, God is, like, omnipresent, omnipotent, so he's, like, everywhere all at once. He can go anywhere all he wants. You can talk to everybody all at once. Do everything all at once. So it's just a little different. Maybe it's like a mechanic. Yeah, it's like
of a laser is related to the energy of the photons of light in that laser beam. If we shine a laser on the atom, which has a color that corresponds to the energy difference between 2 states, the electron in our atom has a chance to absorb that photon and transition up to that state. For example, if we shine in a red laser, this corresponds to the transition between the n equals 2, or second, and n equals 3, third energy levels. If we shine in a blue laser, however, this corresponds to the n equals 2 to n equals 5 transition, raising our electron from n equals 2 to n equals 5. If we keep shining in these lasers, we can also do the reverse process called stimulated emission, where the incoming photon kicks the electron back down. Since shining a single laser color lets us focus on 2 specific states and ignore the others, we can draw a Bloch sphere just like we did for the electron spin. This time, instead of the states being spin up or spin down, they'll be the 2.
Can you imagine trying to shoot a fucking electron with the laser? What the fuck? How the fuck? Who the fuck? When the fuck? How? How do you do that? That thing's going pretty fast. You're shooting with the laser?
2 and 5 electron states.
How the fuck you do that? What, you got like some sort of AI or something?
Thus, in this case, our theoretical atom-based qubit states are the n equals 2 and n equals 5 states. Again, just like before with the electron spin, we can generate superpositions of multiple states. To do this, we shine in the laser for a shorter period of time. Specifically, if we
The Akashic Record Recovery System. You're not supposed to talk about the Akashic Records.
want to make an even
You trying to fall into the fucking back rooms, dog? What the fuck?
superposition of the n equals 2 and n equals 5 states, we first record the amount of time that it takes to promote the electron from n equals 2 to n equals 5. This time is known as
This guy is fucking smart, dog.
a pi pulse duration, because it changes the angle theta on the Bloch sphere by the value pi, or 180 degrees. To put our qubit into an even superposition of 2 and 5, we apply a pi over 2 pulse. This is a laser pulse at the same frequency or color of the pi pulse, but for half the time. Not only can we create superpositions of 2 states in a single atom though, we can create superpositions of 2 atoms together as well.
Has anybody thought about if we should, though?
Imagine we have 2 atoms, which we'll label A and B, each of which we apply a pi over 2 pulse to. Then the total state of our system can be described by the following 4 scenarios: 2-2, 2-5, 5-2, or 5-5. Or if we relabel our states to call 2-0 and 5-1, because it doesn't really matter what we call them, then we get 0-0, 0-1, 1-0, and 1-1. Our total quantum system now is in an equal superposition of all 4 states, 0-0, 0-1, 1-0, and 1-1. And this superposition works exactly the same way mathematically as our other one did. Changing the coefficients of each state changes the probability that each state gets measured.
So I guess you're right, it is just a slight temperature change, because that's basically all the laser is really going to affect on it, which creates it. What the fuck?
However, if we play around with different states, we find something interesting. If we just set up a normal superposition state with equal probabilities of all 4 states, measuring one atom doesn't tell us anything about the other atom. However, there are some states where this is very much not the case.
Okay.
For example, this is known as a Bell state. In the Bell state, there's a 50% weight to the 00 and 11 terms, but a 0% weight to the 10 and 01 terms. Now, if we prepare a Bell state and measure atom A to be 0, then we already know without measurement that atom B will also be 0. If we measure atom A to be 1, then we also know that atom B must be 1. This special superposition state that we've created is known as an entangled state, because the results of measuring one of our atoms tells us information about the other.
Hold up. Remember this. You'll need this for later. I won't be here forever. Very important. Entanglement.
If we want to generate this entangled state in the lab, however, it's not so easy. Regular superposition states that are not entangled don't require any interaction to generate, meaning that I can generate the states of atoms A and B separately. However, if I want to entangle atoms A and B, they must also be able to interact in some way. While electron spins and hydrogen atoms are great quantum systems to look at to understand the basics, the type of quantum computer that most people picture in their minds is made a bit differently. This is a superconducting quantum computer. These are the current frontrunners in the field of quantum computing.
Yes.
To understand how these work, we'll need to see how to apply the concepts of superposition and entanglement.
Real quick, though, this guy's going to explain, like where we're at, allegedly. But I want to point it out that for the stuff that they're trying to make, that they say that they already want to deploy, remember they said deploy. They did not say create. They did not say manufacture. They did not say assemble or anything of the sort. They said deploy. For them to be able to utilize this type of quantum computing in a sensor of some kind would require it to be able to operate at room temperature. Currently, everything that we've seen and heard about up till now, today, Q day, as it were, they've been pretty clear that they don't have that. Like quantum computing at room temperature. Yeah. Room temperature quantum computers are emerging technologies designed to operate at normal ambient conditions by bypassing the bulky and expensive supercooling systems required by traditional quantum computers by utilizing the technology like phonetics or spin-based diamond chips. These systems aim to make quantum computing significantly more scalable, deployable, and commercially viable. Yeah, and this is like 6 months ago. Stanford? Good old Stanford, dude. I should have fucking gone there, man. I was going to go to Harvard, but I'm poor and I couldn't get it. They wouldn't give me money. Yeah, a cell phone uses Q chips. But yeah. Sure, the D wave needs absolute zero, but we're so far ahead of the D wave now. There you go, right there. They're already putting that in phones. Researchers developed a room temperature quantum communication device, removing the need for supercooling and enhancing practical application. The device utilizes twisted light from a molybdenum disalide to entangle photons and electrons, stabilizing quantum states for effective communication. Researchers are refining the device to ensure greater quantum performance, aiming to eventually miniaturize quantum systems for embedding in everyday devices. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And this is the fine ass bitch right here, dude. Goddamn girl. Or guy, I don't know. That brain. Sexy. Holy shit. The device made of a thin patterned layer of molybdenum diselenide, MOSE2, atop a solid nanoparticle substrate of silicon. Molybdenum diselenide is one of the class of materials known as a transition metal dicollagenides, TMDCs, that have favorable optical properties. The silicon nanostructure enables what we call twisted light. Twisted light. Wow. Feng Pan, a postdoctoral student in Dione's lab, first authored the paper and a series of other exploring room temperature quantum devices. The photons spin in a corkscrew fashion, but more importantly, we can use these spinning photons to impart spin on electrons that are the heart of quantum computing. Yeah. I missed that. You missed that. Everybody missed that. So if you want to understand why Trump is even saying anything right now, it's because this is literally the holy grail for them, you guys. They're making glass that can bend light that they can entangle photons with. Something that used to take them a gigantic fucking computer and all kinds of setup in a room probably the size of my room with a gigantic fucking computer sitting in the middle of it, cooled to absolute fucking zero. And now they're basically doing it on something that's smaller than a USB drive. I mean, shit. That right there, this thing right here is the size of the nano SIM card in your phone. So yeah, you're bending light with prisms, but they're able to twist light and capture the light within the silicon. Essentially meaning that it's able to take the ambient light in the room, whether it's being seen or unseen, because, you know, light, it's fucking weird. And it can pull those in, twist them, and turn them to position them correctly by simply forcing it through, going through the lattice that they created within it. And then they can basically effectively get it to communicate, right? We're not talking about full computing. it is technically computing still, but it's doing all of the work and everything that would normally be happening inside of your cell phone in a much smaller space, in a much more reliable way. So Trump is talking about quantum computing and data centers and signing an act. In November, he signed that executive order for the Genesis mission, a new national effort to use artificial intelligence to transform how the scientific research was being conducted, right? Like, this was released just a few days or maybe a month after that, guys. This was in December, right? It was a 5-minute read from Stanford. We're like, quantum computing devices. Now, this would be specifically for the communication type devices. And yeah, maybe the aliens did invent it. Maybe we shot down some fucking aliens and we stole this shit from them. Speaking of aliens, hold up. We need to go check on what's it called. We need to go check on James Franco. Hold up. Oh, he did post another video. Out of touch, Hall & Oates. So what is he doing? Sorry, I can't play your fucking audio, douche. He changed his shirt. 713. Dude, is Tangry 137 up this guy's ass? This shit is throwing me through a goddamn loop. Remember? Tangry 137? Remember that shit? Aliens, allegedly. I mean, they still have a fucking Twitter account. They don't follow me no more. Bitches. And the last thing that they were talking about was how they could reverse the arrow of time through TLP. They kept posting a bunch of 137 shit.
What's 137? Do you have a favorite number?
Oh, 137.
My favorite number, too.
What's 137?
It's the fine structure constant.
Fine
It's the most important
constant.
number in physics.
The most important
It's
number in
the
physics.
it's the number that
It's
you
the
could
number that you
ascribe to
describe.
consciousness. In fact, it's the separation between light and darkness. It's the electron coupling constant. It's a dimensionless value. We don't know how that number was made, but it's the foundational basis of the Higgs boson, the God particle. It's the foundational basis of the separation of light from darkness. If you excite an electron more than 137 times, then right at that boundary, it will either, if you don't go exactly to 137 times, after 137, 137.035999178, after you get to that, then it emits light. Anything less than that, it gets absorbed, it absorbs the photon, and the electron jumps to an outer shell. So it's literally the boundary of the mirror of consciousness. It's the zone of separation between conscious and subconscious mind.
Do you know?
Now, what did we just learn about quantum computers and how they operate? Right. They use electrons for the base processing, but they shoot photons using lasers at the electrons, causing them to raise or jump to another shell in the same way he kind of just explained it, right? Because the laser focusing number that they're using is the fine structure constant. You understand? Yeah. Numbers are discovered or invented. They're not created. Ah, really? Well, then who created number one? Fucking shit. 0 didn't even exist for a long ass time.
What 137 is in Gematria? Gematria is the
Kabbalah.
Jewish...
Kabbalah is 137.
In Jewish numerology, Kabbalah means reception, like the receiving, but it's often linked to the coupling of light and matter, which is
That's
about
right.
right. Incredible. 137. All
Well,
right.
and
Yeah. If you shoot 137 protons at a hydrogen, you will get light. That's for fucking
the
sure.
sarcophagus fits inside the king's chamber 137 times.
Whoa. Wow.
The
It appears a
whole-
lot of places.
It appears a lot of places, and the frequency of the chamber itself, the sarcophagus, is 117 hertz, and that's related to 117. The pyramid's base is 11, and its height is 7,
Ooh.
and 11.7 squared is 137.
Oh, damn. They posted that this year. Alive and Waiting 2037. Yeah, Light and Matter. Working hypothesis, uniqueness is the universal building block of existence. Unimos are identical, multi-dimensional, fundamental building blocks that form the structure of the entire universe, both matter and empty space. The term is derived analogously to atomos, which essentially means unique, life form, indivisible. All unimos are geometrically and characteristically identical. They exist in more dimensions than the known 3 spatial dimensions plus time. They are the smallest divisible unit of existence. Their multidimensional nature gives them their special properties. They fill the entire universe without gaps. The fuck? This is from 2024. Research implications, particle physics, quantum mechanics, gravitational phenomena, and vacuum properties, space-time structure. Bound unimos form elementary particles in specific configurations. Only certain combinations are stable. The number of possible configurations corresponds to the known elementary particles. Yeah. It's fine. It's what up. Aliens, come on. Last time I did some alien shit or whatever, everybody was like, nah, you're gay. But fucking this motherfucker does it. He doesn't even show anything. And they're just like, hate it. Anyways, so yeah, what the fuck?
To electrical circuits rather than to atoms or electrons. First, though, we need some background information out of the way. Superconductors are a special class of metals which allow electrical current to flow with zero electrical resistance. The current can literally flow forever. No, you cannot use this for infinite energy or perpetual motion, and yes, I am sure. While I won't explain superconductivity in depth in this video, there is a quick visual explanation. Electrons are particles known as fermions. This means that they're a type of particle that likes to organize in a tower of states with one electron in each available state. However, if 2 fermions pair up, they can form a boson, and bosons can all occupy the same quantum state. When an electron moves through a crystal lattice, it can attract positively charged nuclei towards it, which then attracts another electron. This interaction pairs up the electrons, forming a boson that we call a Cooper pair, named after Leon Cooper, one of the scientists who first discovered how superconductivity works. Since bosons can all occupy the same state, these paired electrons move down to occupy the lowest energy ground state together, which allows them to flow with no electrical resistance. Since superconductivity is fundamentally a quantum property of materials, due to this Cooper pairing mechanism and the discrete spectrum of energy levels
By the way, there's a test on this after the show.
That the electrons inhabit, it turns out that the circuits that we make from them have very similar energy levels to atoms and molecules. Often, for this reason, people call superconducting circuits artificial atoms. To make a superconducting qubit, we can take 2 circuit elements, a capacitor and a Josephson junction, which is a special type of inductor, and put them in parallel. Doing this gives us a circuit with an energy spectrum, meaning a bunch of quantized energy levels which look very similar to the atomic states in hydrogen. Just like hydrogen then, we can send in a bit of energy to flip the qubit from the ground state to the first excited state, and we can send in the same pulse of energy again to go back to the ground state. This is still a pi pulse. Now, however, the only difference is that instead of the signal being generated by a laser, the signal is generated by control electronics, which send radio waves down into the chip. This works basically the same way as an old radio, where the qubit functions like an antenna. When we output a radio wave signal that has the right frequency, analogous to the color in our atom example, the qubit can absorb that radio wave just as the atom would absorb the photon of visible light. To put a superconducting qubit into superposition then, we just
Did you hear that, kids? It's like a radio. It's an analog computer. I don't know if people have figured that shit out yet, but you know, the best shit is analog because it works reliably. They don't make analog shit anymore. They haven't made analog shit for years. I mean, they used to make analog like alarm clocks. They had analog cars, right? Like the original 50s and 60s cars. Those cars were still analog. They had analog guitar amps, analog computers. Most of that stuff used those little glass things. What was it? Not a transit, the glass transistors and shit like that. Think about that.
just have to do the same thing as before. Apply a pi/2 pulse of, this time, radio wave.
Old CCTV systems. A quantum computer is just an analog computer, but it's digitized in a way to utilize analog states of matter to digitally represent information and computations. Do you understand? Since, you know, the best computers in existence are the analog ones, even like that first one that they found, the Antikythera mechanism, right? That was like the thing that they had to like spin the little gears on, and it like allegedly showed you the planets or whatever that they found. Antikythera mechanism. This thing. The Antikythera mechanism. A hand-powered orrery model of the solar system, oldest known example of an analog computer. Could be used to predict the astronomical positions in eclipses decades in advance. Could also be used to track the 4-year cycle of the athletic games, similar to the Olympiad. Yes. I am mistaken anarchy is what Antikythera mechanism. If you rearrange the letters, it says I am mistaken anarchy. Little known fun fact. But yeah, they've rebuilt it or whatever, but essentially with a quantum computer in major reform is this. Although this didn't have any type of sound component to it, that's what and how a quantum computer is essentially working. It's like a radio. It's probably the best way to put it, because, you know, when you tell a kid it's like a radio, they're going to think differently than if you said it was a computer on Wi-Fi, because what I found, a lot of younger folks don't seem to make the connection that a radio and a computer are closer than they are different, right? You know, radio waves can go really, really fucking far, you know, with some sort of degradation. But yeah, you're right. It's made for calculating latitude. But this is like a simple mechanism that was created, right? What we're talking about in the sense with like a quantum computer, it's doing kind of the similar thing, but it's utilizing analog signals. Because that's really all you can get out of that. It's like sound and light.
Waves rather than visible light. Just like atoms, we can also generate entanglement. In fact, the method to do this is very similar. In the case of atoms, to make them interact, we bring them close together in space, which causes the electrons to interact with one another, repelling each other. This lets us generate entanglement. For superconducting circuits, the same principle holds. By putting two superconducting qubits next to one another physically on a chip, you can generate the interactions required for entanglement. Once you have a system which can controllably be put into a superposition or into a desired entangled state, you have the base needed to make a quantum computer. If you found this video interesting, check out this video on an algorithm for quantum computers that has the potential.
Yeah. Just to think about this, I wonder when the last time that Google has uploaded a video. No, recently uploaded. The Quantum Symposium. Oh no, it was only 8 hours ago. God, I'm fucking good at this, dude.
Our mission is to build quantum computing for otherwise unsolvable problems. Welcome to the Quantum Summer Symposium.
so they were having like a symposium on this.
Quantum information processing allow us to learn features of the natural world.
I'm excited to share our work today on magic state cultivation on our Willow processors. What we're seeing here is the effect of some kind of quasi-static shift, something that can be refocused with just one echo pulse.
Hardware, algorithms, error correction is really converging in a way that is bringing this closer to us at a faster rate than I think a lot of us expected.
This is what we call quantum enhanced density functional theory. And with a bit of effort, mathematically, you can transform this into a many-body ground state problem rather than a constrained ground state problem.
And with that, we're moving beyond thinking about toy models and also thinking about real proteins. We've figured out where, we can start thinking about applying OTOX and seeing what structures we can learn.
And now we should be seeing how far we can go towards high-rate coding for real fault tolerance with technologies comparable to what we already have. And let's celebrate the remarkable inflection point we arrived at.
What remarkable inflection point did you arrive at? Last month, Google Quantum AI team held their annual quantum symposium, bringing together our partners, collaborators, and broader quantum community. Achieving a large-scale, error-corrected quantum computer requires an integrated ecosystem and shared commitment across the scientific community. QSS serves as a vital forum to discuss the latest research in the field and error correction for the foundational algorithms designed for future applications. Yeah. So it's like a month or so ago, they already had this here. So we're bringing in multiple technologies. Google, D-Wave, and a couple other companies have been working really hard to create these quantum computers, and they've done it by leaps and bounds already. On top of that, we've had breakthroughs in quantum communication technologies like what we saw through Stanford, which is both really fucking cool and really fucking terrifying, because that's how you get the mark of the beast, where they can truly track you and find you wherever the fuck you are. Doesn't matter where you are, because it doesn't need a network, because it's all just connected. That's the main issue or problem with the current infrastructure that we have, is we got to keep putting down fiber. We got to keep first we had to keep putting down copper and phone lines, and when that wasn't enough, we had to start laying down cable, right? And when the cable wasn't fast enough, they had to come up with that shit called fiber optics, and then they started laying that shit everywhere. Wow. Just think of how far that thing would go if they didn't have to hook that shit up. Her use data centers are used to pull memories from all the water. That's fucking retarded. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. We are all now dumber for having to have.
The story of human discovery is a quest to understand nature at every scale. From planets to living cells and the molecules that power.
The Google Quantum team has demonstrated the world's first algorithm with verifiable quantum advantage called quantum echoes. This breakthrough was possible by our Willow quantum processor, which ran an algorithm 13,000 times faster than one of the world's fastest supercomputers. Our quantum echoes algorithm computes an out-of-time ordered correlator that can be cross-benchmarked and verified by any other quantum computer or by nature. This marks in the first time the quantum computer successfully run a verifiable algorithm that surpassed the ability of a classical supercomputer. That's about 10 months ago, 8 months ago when they posted this video. Think about it.
In the field of fundamental quantum mechanics, you ask questions to the natural world and the answers are extremely thrilling.
Oh, wow! How did Defango say the exact same thing that the quantum scientists that work for Google said? I don't know. Yeah, they're just asking nature, bitches. That's what they're doing. They're creating a motherfucking machine to commune with the universe. That's basically what a fucking quantum computer is. I don't think that you could explain it in any other way that wouldn't make any more sense. You're basically squeezing a machine so that you can break it down to an atom so that you can ask the fucking atoms and the electrons a question.
It's when you discover that actually nature has been clever, more clever than you.
Yeah. Nobel laureate. Wow. Just managed to get down to the exact same thing that the Nobel laureate was saying, and I'm a retard.
Here at Google Quantum AI, for the first time, we have done an algorithm that leads to a verifiable result that can essentially not be obtained by a supercomputer. Even better, this algorithm that we run on a quantum computer is a pathway to real-world applications. It's an important milestone towards making the quantum computer a useful tool for instance, chemistry or material science.
Mm-hmm. Biocoatings like bacteria brain powder. Yeah. Stuff like that. Like, the whole idea with the quantum computing edge, why it's just so much more important, is like, okay, so the world's fastest supercomputer, let's see, world's fastest supercomputer, let's see, currently is El Capitan, located at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California. That's where they make the Metal Gear, by the way. If you didn't know, just a little bit of lore for you. If you don't know what the Metal Gear is, I will show you. This is, well, that's Solid Snake. This is the Metal Gear. Yes, that is the Metal Gear. The walking robot with the railgun for the battlefield. Right. Yeah. Fucking A, man. Hideo Kojima's a bitch, man. He didn't even know shit, but somehow predicted all of this fucking shit in a goddamn video game. Like, fucking, how long ago did that come out? Like, seriously? Metal Gear Solid 2 on the PlayStation? 2001? Damn, son, we got ourselves a Quantum Super Channel 1111 coming in from Granger, man. Well, we appreciate that Quantum Super Chat and that money. You know how much I like money. Let's be able to do stuff and make things happen. But yeah, you know, we used to do stuff without money, but when we get money, we like money because this is a Griftcast and we love your money. So thank you, Granger, man. We appreciate your generous donation. That pissed off a bunch of people. We almost made more money today than Jeremy from the Quartering, according to the Kino Casino, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, this is like exactly what the fuck? This is getting too weird. You didn't think I was going to be able to get Metal Gear in there, did you? But I did. Anyways. It achieves a verified. Oh, it says it's built by HP Enterprise, powered by AMT. It achieved a verified processor speed of 1.809 exaflops, or over 1.8 quintillion calculations per second, which is yeah, that was developed for use by the Department of Energy, also the same people that are pushing for the whole quantum shit, because, you know, they handle all the electricity and posting on 4chan or whatever. So, ultimately, yeah, like right now, they said that program, the thing that they calculated, it did it 13,000 times faster than that, which I don't even know what 1.8 quintillion calculations per second looks like. Like, I have, like, what is that? compared to an AMD 9800 X3D. I mean, this is a good processor. Oh, sorry, not AMD. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So yeah, El Capitan features over 44,000 MI300A APUs. Each APU fuses 24 compute cores in Zen 4 architecture with 228 graphics compute units and 128 gigabytes of memory in a single shared address space, which is, you know, that's a lot more than what I have here. But I have an AMD. AMD, fuck Intel. Fuck Israel. Fuck them. Anyways. So yeah, I get 450 gigaflops of compute power, and they get exaflops. Gigaflop. Like, I can't even exaflops. Yeah. Let's see, 30 to 35 megawatts of power at peak operation and uses entirely fanless direct liquid cooling. Mine only draws 120 watts, but I have a liquid cooler on mine too, though, so you know what? Yeah, dude. What's that look like? What's that look like on a graph? Let's see if it actually will make a graph for me. There you go. There's a good graph for you. That's the difference. It is 10 to the 9th order of magnitude faster. Yeah, well, it is the next step for PC, but that is even the next step for PC. Like, people are bitching about data centers right now. So, yeah, I mean, you could bitch about that. All I see on the internet right now, it just gets thrown in my face all the freaking time, where people are just pissed off at people wanting to build data centers. And I mean, I don't blame them. It's really hard to get to a data center that's truly amazing. Like, I've worked at the largest data center in the country so far, and they're currently having beef actually with Nevada. Switch data center. But yeah, what's it called? Data center expansion approved as official ponder future needs and regulations. But yeah, there's a lot of people that were pissed off in Vegas about the expansions to Switch data center, and they're talking about power usage and water usage and all this other horse shit.
My name is Nick Pomponio, and
You fucking bastards. But yes, an opposed expansion of Switch data center campus near Warm Spring Roads is scheduled to go before Clark County Commission on the 17th. Well, it went over on them, and guess what?
Popping up across the valley as demand for technology continues to grow. And now a Southwest Las Vegas data center is asking county commissioners to approve a new project. But not everyone's on board. Neighbors tell me that they're worried about what that means for their community.
It is concerning. Southwest resident Christina Madison says she lives about 5 miles from Switch, a data center campus along Warm Springs Road that spans multiple city blocks. She says she watched the facility grow rapidly over the years, but her biggest concern comes down to one thing:
the lack of transparency. We already have limited water resources, electricity, those kinds of things.
That concern comes as data centers continue to expand across southern Nevada. And in one of our previous reports, Switch said its Las Vegas facilities used about 340 million gallons of water in 2025. Other residents say they're also concerned about land being used for industrial development instead of housing.
Every single one of those homes would have been paying a property tax to the county, to our government.
The concerns come come as a developer proposes an additional 57,000 square foot data center on the property. But before it can move forward, the developer is asking Clark County to approve several exceptions to development standards, including a sidewalk design that county staff recommend denying over pedestrian safety concerns.
It's already a huge facility, and it's an eyesore to me in many ways. Yes, I'm very concerned about the expansion, because where do you stop?
Lena says she's also worried about potential noise and environmental impacts.
When you're near a data center that's being constructed, there's all kinds of environmental and noise pollution. I mean, just a constant humming noise that people have to are they just supposed to get used to it?
While residents acknowledge data centers can bring jobs and economic development, they say county leaders should also consider the people who live nearby.
I just think they need to take into consideration not just the financial aspect of it and the jobs creation side, but the quality of life of the people who are living in that area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, only 57,000 square feet. That's like tiny, dude. But yeah, people are getting really angry about all of the data centers and all of the waters. That's why these quantum computer things are actually, I don't know, kind of important, because it lowers the reliance on all of that. But like, dude, every freaking day I'm seeing something getting posted about that shit every day. And people keep talking about the drought, but it's like, okay, let's look at some numbers in Nevada real quick. So Nevada data center water usage. Yeah, it says Nevada data centers use substantial water to cooling systems indirectly through electricity generations. Facilities for Reno and Story County in southern Nevada consume billions of gallons annually. Didn't they say it was 340 million? It says estimates 23 data centers in southern Nevada consume 716 million gallons of water use. Google's Henderson facility, the heaviest regional consumer, drawing roughly 352 million gallons in 2024. Google, where'd that big ass number come from? Now, what is that in comparison to ag? In comparison to agriculture, the water footprint of Nevada's data centers is extremely small. Agriculture dominates Nevada's water resource consumption, while data centers account for a tiny fraction of the percentage of the state's total footprint. The scale gap, according to UNR, or University of Nevada, Reno, the agriculture of Nevada consumes 78% of all water statewide. In contrast, the entire industrial sector, which includes all data centers and all industrial applications currently in use in the entire state of Nevada, use less than 1% of the water in comparison. So we're talking about billions versus trillions, while data centers are projected to maybe get to 3-4 billion annually if they get through all of their build out by 2033. Nevada's agricultural sector diverts hundreds of billions of gallons each year just to irrigate crops like alfalfa and hay. For instance, a single highly irrigated county in northern Nevada called Humboldt is using hundreds of thousands of acre feet annually, equating to well over 100 billion gallons for crops alone. Wait a minute. I thought data centers were the fucking problem. I thought data centers were using up all of our drinking water. What the fuck, man? Fuck data center. Wait a minute. 78% of that, well, we got to eat, right? Yeah, we need to eat, so we need to use 78% of our water for this particular structure, don't we? No, we don't. Let's see. Wow. Interesting in these. ultimately, well, data centers are lightning rods for local political regulatory scrutiny because they compete directly with municipal drinking water supplies, which no, they don't, because the majority of them all use wastewater for their facilities. They draw in a drop of the bucket compared to the massive volumes required by the state's farming and ranching operations. Cool. Interesting. How much does this hay alfalfa production use compared to data centers and my mouse is gonna die. Interesting. Yeah. Well, what if the turbines quit running? What if Lake Mead runs out of water? Well, I don't think it's the data centers that are going to be the reason for Lake Mead running out of water. And ranching for cows and stuff. Yeah, dude, we just need more GMO crops that use less water. God bless Monsanto. God bless America. Yeah. So I want to point this out to you because I feel like a lot of people that talk shit about data centers and the water usage don't know exactly how much water they use and how it's usually less than 1% of what's actually being used. So anyways, yeah, the direct consumption of hay and alfalfa across crops dwarfs both data centers and direct livestock ranching combined. Crop irrigation represents the overwhelming majority of use in Nevada, while water cows actually drink is a highly localized and minor. Yes, because we don't care about that. We care about all the alfalfa, the hay, and the crops. Because the last time I fucking checked, we live in a goddamn desert, so why the fuck will we be growing motherfucking shit in a goddamn desert? Especially water-intensive stuff like hay and alfalfa. But, China. Anyways, to see how this compares statewide, 700 billion of our water every year goes to hay and alfalfa irrigation compared to maybe 3.5 projected by 2033, but it's still way less than this. Like, this number is actually 0.5 billion gallons, and that would be still generous in here, but this is the projected for 2030. So you know what? I could see how in the future that could be a problem, but right now, the vast majority of it's going to this. Right? And that's 78% of all water use is state fucking wide. And for the data centers, they're giving us the projected numbers for 2033. Yeah, cows don't drink the water, they eat it. A single beef cow uses roughly 10 to 20 gallons a day. It takes roughly 400 to 500 gallons of irrigation water just to grow 1 day's worth of alfalfa. Therefore, ranching operations' actual water footprint is hid inside the irrigated fields of hay they used to feed the cattle. Export factor, because Nevada's high desert climate produces exceptionally high quality protein alfalfa, a significant portion of this water is essentially exported. Large quantities of Nevada hay are compressed and shipped out of state or even overseas to places like Saudi Arabia and China to feed the dairy cows elsewhere. What's the number when looking at the usage of water and exports? Yeah, you're saying I'm pushing Big Brother's agenda? No. I'm educating motherfuckers about what we actually need to worry about because we're not pushing an agenda. We're identifying the actual fucking problem. And the actual fucking problem is the hay and the alfalfa. and how much of it we fucking export. Across the American West, 20% of all alfalfa of hay is exported overseas, while a significant portion, 80%, is trucked out of states to massive dairy operations in California and Idaho. They say the $700 billion waters, so the 20% export share is 140 billion gallons of water every year overseas. Yeah, I wonder what kind of subsidies we're getting from all that exported feed when they're using literally all of our water and we're in a fucking water crisis. Kind of seems like maybe we should grow that shit somewhere else. Or if we're going to bitch about our water rights and our laws and the usage of water, we should know all of the numbers associated to how much is being used so that we can make an educated decision because it seems like a lot when we go by the 2030 numbers. The real number is much lower. Move where the food is, Sam Kinnison. Yeah, we got food up here, but it's mostly alfalfa and hay, and I can't eat that shit. Yeah, dude, where all this it's all being grown by the ranchers and farmers. Like China alfalfa in Nevada. China's demand for Nevada alfalfa has been historically a major driver for Western agriculture, with the state's high-protein hay after supplying China's expanding dairy herds. However, the export market, once made a global significant portion of Western hays, contracted sharply due to the dairy market shift, ongoing trade disputes, and international tariffs. And oh yeah, those are the international tariffs that they just got thrown out again. Here we go, 2005. Chinese officials asked Nevada's alfalfa farmers to help them grow better feed. Oh yeah, this goes all the way back to 2005. Right? When we started selling farms to China, letting Chinese interests buy out people over here, and then the government actually sold them some fucking farmlands and shit like that. They just keep expanding. And then if you've ever heard of weed, you've also heard of Humboldt County, then you know about the Humboldt County weed, and then all the China farmers out there growing weed on their federal land and other lands that they just kind of go out there with. But yeah. Think about that. This is from 2005. 20 years. We're wondering where all the fucking water's going. And then you can ask yourself, how much water does Nevada get yearly from its various water sources? Annual water budget. Total large withdrawals sit approximately at 4 to 4.4 million acre feet per year, which equates to roughly 1.3 to 1.4 trillion gallons. Because Nevada is the driest state in the nation, the water supply is strictly capped and carefully divided into two primary categories: surface water, groundwater. According to our water rights, we get allocated 300,000 acre feet of water annually from Lake Mead, which equates to roughly 98 billion gallons. It provides about 90% of the water used by the Las Vegas metro area. The northern rivers, Truckee, Carson, and Walker rivers, fed by the Sierra Nevada snowmelt, these rivers supply northern Nevada. The Truckee River provides a vast majority of municipal water for Reno and Sparks, while Carson and Walker systems are heavily diverted from agricultural valleys. Yeah. So if you understand where it's all coming from and how it's actually being utilized, then you start to actually realize that, oh, so the hay, and yeah, we don't even need to ask that, but you can see that the hay, the alfalfa, all the other shit that's associated with that, it's all coming from somewhere, dude. And once you finally actually start looking at this reality, you can start to see why quantum computing is probably the only thing that's going to save us.
In order to obtain this result, you have to have operations in the quantum computer to be of extremely high fidelity. And this is why the Willow chip was essential for this experiment, because it allows you to do, hundreds of operations in a room. This announcement for me is very important because it completely resonates with the motivation we had 40 years ago when we started to do these foundational experiments. This was the hardware we designed for our 1985 experiment. At the bottom of this part here, you see a superconducting chip. This is the basis of Google's quantum chip today. It's a great honor to have been doing an experiment which is at the origin of this expansion of the field into a very mature endeavor for building the big physics instrument.
Yeah. Google's Willow is a 105 qubit state-of-the-art superconducting quantum processor developed by Google's Quantum AI. It made history by completing complex physics benchmark calculations in under 5 minutes that would have taken today's fastest classical computer 10 septillion years to finish. Like that big. And it doesn't really need a whole room anymore. They can fit that bitch in a closet. And all you need is one of those things to interconnect with the sensors. Fuck. It's over, bros. If you don't think that it's over, or if you're not exactly there, I don't know, American, just keep chugging your fucking ranch and enjoying your life, but realize if Trump is trying to take credit for this shit, that means that we already have it. They're just looking for people to actually go put it into operation and possibly do a lot more with manufacturing, because there's been a lot more that's been coming up with the manufacturing, I'd have to say. And maybe it has to do with the Trump administration's top agency firing. He put Bill Pulte in charge of national security. The guy that sells houses and grifts people on X is now the director of national intelligence. That guy right there. Amazing. Amazing. Fucking amazing. Oh, but yeah, he started serving as head of the intelligence community last week, and yep, he is already firing motherfuckers left and right. This guy don't know shit about shit. Is he an intelligence asset? Dude, he could be QAnon. He's basically QAnon right now. You feel safer already? You feel safer just because it's a man and you didn't like Tulsi Gabbard or whatever? Like, what's going on? Tulsi Gabbard. You don't like Tulsi Gabbard, bro? Yeah, dude. You don't like her? Yeah, I remember my expose of him. And now he's on Donald Trump's team running the national intelligence apparatus. So I'm fucked. I can't do any more intelligence work. Looks like that door is probably closed to me. That's fine. If they don't give me a job, I'll just send him his little nudie pictures or whatever. Just like hack him off his phone or something. Whatever. What are they gonna do? Send the thugs at me? Send the thugs after me? God damn, that'd be like a real fun Wednesday night. Yeah. And I mean, it's just funny looking at all these other news stories. Oh yeah, Senate Republicans. Trump needs a reality check. Does he really need a reality check? This motherfucker is doing Q posting and talking about quantum computers and shit. And his entire team said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it, man. Let's just lean into the whole Q thing. Let's dig down Q right now. Why not? Yeah. Yeah. You like Tulsi? I like Tulsi too. She's fisting Dr. Ouchie? What does that mean? What does that mean? Take a shot at ranch? Just drink a shot of ranch, dude. Put ranch in everything, dude. I like ranch. I don't know why you don't like ranch. How could you not like ranch? What are you, fucking gay? We can't talk like that anymore. It's 2026 or whatever. Everybody's got to be perfect, you know? Whatever. Quantumania, dude. They posted this shit on the White House. It's on the White House. I like this one better though. So yeah, Q is for quantum. Let's just deploy a bunch of quantum technologies over there. Let's just develop the first quantum computer powerful enough for scientific discovery. What do you mean? We already have that. So you're just going to do it by 2028, 2 years? I mean, Google's, what's it called? Google's AI or quantum computer plans for the future. Like, I know I saw a freaking like graph of this shit at one point. Like a graph. Milestones. Maybe is it milestones? Oh yeah, here. This was it. So we already know what they're planning on doing, and we're following the top boys. So they did the milestone number 1, Beyond Classical. They've hit milestone number 2, which is quantum error correction, which is what they were all jerking each other off in the videos that we watched earlier. So basically, they're getting ready to go to number 3, which is building a long-lived logical qubit, which, I mean, they're going to be doing that next if they haven't already done it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about here. So people care about data centers. They're crying about data centers, and like within like minutes, months, weeks, years, it's going to be gone, dude. The whole thing is going to be changed. It's going to be changed like Elon Musk. He was a trillionaire, and guess what? Now he's not. See how easy that was? That's why you don't want to be just a trillionaire, because you could become he's already back down to being a billionaire, dude. What a bitch. Lost $2 billion in just a couple of days of his net worth. Sucks to suck, doesn't it? Yeah, he's still got $1 billion fucking dollars. Or he's still got $99 billion and some change. I mean, what a loser. What's this? A federal judge has ruled the Trump administration cannot ban SNAP recipients for benefits on sugar, drinks, and candy? What is this? Fucking fascist Nazi Germany? So wait, a judge says that we can still get sugary drinks and candy on SNAP? Ah, SNAP. I need to get me some SNAP. Yeah, I guess that sucks. But thanks, Roz Alerts. Don't forget, Roz Alerts is that guy that dresses up as a puppy and tries to have sex with men and women, apparently. Anyways, another interesting piece of news that I wanted to talk to you guys about was the Steam Machine. I mean, I was pretty excited for this to come out because I was going to start recommending the fuck out of this to people. You know, I have a lot of people that still play on like Xboxes and PlayStations. But after seeing this, that the base price Steam Machine is going to cost $1,049 and it's not even going to come with the controller, I can in good conscience like request for you to buy that shit. I mean, I might be like the guy telling people, hey, if you can't afford to build a badass computer, you might as well just suck it up and get a PS5 Pro or something. I don't know. Is this thing charging? It's not. Oh. You got 28K and a 5080. Yeah, that sounds dumb, dude. That sounds awful. Oh, it's charging now. Good. I was wondering. I mean, damn, son. Like, really 512 gigabytes with the Steam controller. It's like $1,100. 2 terabyte one, $1,300. Like, the fuck? Like that thing better suck me off, man, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that thing better, be my best girlfriend for that price. If not, I'm just buying a computer. I think as built the computer that I have, like I built it over time because I just buy pieces and like I swap shit out all the time. Like I don't know, and then I just have like a dead pile of like computer parts or whatever. Like I sold my last GPU for like $420 and it was a 4070 to some guy, and then I just gave him all of my old computer parts, like the fucking cooler, the fan, the RAM. The ramming alone with the prices these days, it was DDR4 64 gigs of that shit. I was like, here. All right, so you buy the GPU for this. And he was like, okay. And I was like, and then I brought you this as a, so I don't feel bad for ripping you off because I know how expensive this shit is. I was like, your computer that you have right now probably sucks balls. You should just go buy yourself a PSU and a case and then hook this bitch up with that graphics card. And I was like, and I guarantee you'll fucking love it. And he's like, well, what'd you get? And I was like, I got a 9070 XT because I just upgraded to a new motherboard and shit, like 6 months ago. But I wasn't really happy with the NVIDIA. Like I wasn't able to get the frames that I was looking for. So, I went chasing the dragon and I was like, dude, if it sucks, I'll just go sell it. But I threw it in and it's just been absolute titties. It's just been the best. It's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Works good, uses less power. Shit, I can play Star Citizen and it's like 140, 180 frames when I'm in space flying around and shit. That's amazing, dude. Like, it still sucks when you're in town, but I'm still getting like 60 frames when I'm in like the cities and shit, which is fucking bonkers. And I'm playing it on like the maximum graphics. Yeah. Yeah, nobody can afford the upgrades. The only reason I can afford the upgrades is because I've been working and then I buy those pieces, PC part picker. But I mean, let's just look right now. Start your build, choose CPU. So yeah, it's funny. It's the top one on the list too. Like there's two. You can still get this one. This one's still pretty good. You might have an easier time because it only uses DDR4 memory, but I'll build mine as built. Corsair Nautilus. MSI Mag Tomahawk. And then I got Vengeance RAM. Add. I bought 2 packs of that. Holy fucking shit! That shit's fucking 400 fucking. When I bought it, it was $99. And I was like, that's a little more than I thought that it would be. But I bought it. I bought the first set when I got the motherboard. And then, like, I went back, like, when I got paid and I bought it on the front. And then, like, 2 weeks later, that shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ah! I don't even have a 2 terabyte hard drive. I'm still on a fucking old school one. Oh my God. I still only have a 1 terabyte NVMe. Oh, this isn't the one though. This is PC4. I have a 5. I need the faster one. Is it 4? Samsung Pro 8 terabyte. 20,000. No, wait. Hold up. Does it actually tell me what it is? Maybe if I go to CPU-Z, I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care. Error code. Doesn't tell me what this doesn't tell me what my fucking shit is either. Yeah, whatever. I don't remember. I'll just put this 990 Pro, but I'll just put the 1 terabyte. 200 and fucking. I didn't pay that much. I paid like half that probably. And then D. Hey, this is the one I have right here. D. Oh yeah, that's the one right there. So yeah, that's basically what I got right there. I think I have the Corsair RB 720 right there. So yeah, oh yeah, it's Gen 4 probably. It's not cheap no more. So like when I built it, it was almost $1,000. It was probably cheaper because I bought it in pieces. I had to buy this, and one of the sticks of memory. Oh, and then I had to buy I had to go back and buy the cooler because my current cooler, I threw away the mounting brackets for AMD. But really, it was just an excuse to get a different cooler. So, I mean, it's not like the fastest thing out there. I mean, there's still stuff I had to fuck with it a lot because it's less cores. My old computer had more cores. And then I had it overclocked to like 6.0. Shit was running at like 95 degrees C. I don't know how that shit didn't melt. Yeah, how am I supposed to show you my BIOS if I'm on a computer? If I show you my BIOS, I gotta reboot. And then the stream would end. Because I only got one computer. So I feel like this is what a lot of people will be getting at. But then I got the TV. This monitor I've had forever. There's a dead end in it, though. That's not cool. But yeah, that's what I would go. I mean, right now, just buying a computer to get something that's like comparable is pretty expensive. So I guess looking at the Steam machine, maybe it's not that expensive considering, if you spend 2 terabytes, $1,300, it's like $1,400. So it's still cheaper, but you might as fucking well go higher. And I haven't seen any benchmarks or anything, but I guess, just guessing that it's running AMD. It's probably running the AI Max. What processor does the Steam machine use? Semi-custom AMD Zen 4 processor, 6-core, 12-thread CPU with the 30-watt TDP can handle clock speeds up to 4.8 gigahertz. Paired with an RDNA 7600. Oh shit! Wait, no. Gamers Nexus has a review already. No fucking shot. Oh, look. How the fuck does he already have that?
Valve Steam Machine reservation queue is launching today for $1,050 for a 512 gigabyte model and $1,350 basically. Here's a pricing breakdown of the Steam Machine.
Okay. So yeah, you could build it DIY for way cheaper, for sure. 7,600. All right, where's the thermals? Okay.
That and future videos. Resident Evil 4 is up now. This is another game where we have a massive amount of data due to its 3 years on the test bench. The Steam Machine ran at 94 FPS average, putting it right around the same level as the 5700 Evoke from 2019. Lows are also functionally identical between them. The 2070 Super leads the Steam Machine by a few FPS, with the 2070 Non-Super below it, and at 80.
Damn! No, fuck no, I would not buy this thing right away. I'll tell you that right now, just from seeing this. You're telling me this thing's got gaming performance on par with the fucking 2019 computer? Literally, my computer, not my last computer with the 4070, right? No. They're talking about the one that I had before. It's kind of pissing me off, actually. Yeah, it would not run Arc. Nope. That is disappointing.
88 FPS average, around the same level as the 92 FPS from the 6600. The Steam Machine ends up.
And that's only playing at 1080p, by the way. He's playing at 1080p. And these are all of the benchmarks from. He's basically using the same computer I'm using right now, the 9800 X3D. So he's testing all of these video cards with that same processor, and that's where the Steam Machine is lying. So maybe it's not a great test because we've priced it out, and that's like significantly more expensive.
Leading the 2070 and 3060 by about 6%, and the 2060 by 33%. As for what's ahead of it, the more modern RX 7600 ran at 112 FPS average for a lead of 20% over the machine. The A750 and RTX 5050 are machines behind the B580 and just ahead of the B570 from Intel.
The only thing I don't like about Gamers Nexus is that he plays like the wackiest fucking games. Like, oh, we're gonna go do Oblivion or Dragon's Dogma or Outer Worlds. I'm like, why don't you fucking put a game on that people play? Like, okay, Cyberpunk, 20 FPS in Cyberpunk with ray tracing on medium, 27 FPS, 20 FPS. And where I sit is up here. I would be getting 91 allegedly. Yeah, that is.
And timing controls. We'll start with 7-zip file compression testing measured in for lows. Adapt to mouse and keyboard and not simply just anymore, although mostly biased up and towards the top half due to positioning of the. Makes it clear that Valve designed this as a high pressure fan first and foremost. Behind in our test were the RTX 2070, RX 66.
Yep. I mean, it would run Arc, but it would run Arc shitty. I mean, if you wanted to build something that was comparable to that, right? I'll do it right now. Like, really, the only choices for if you're a gamer are these X3D chips. Although they do have a faster one down here. This is the one I should have bought because it's twice as much. And I needed it, but I bought this one instead because I couldn't find this one locally. which is why, oh, they have another one. Don't buy this one. Definitely don't buy this one. Yeah, fuck it. We could go with last year's model and probably end up being actually cheaper. We could just go with a regular thing. We need a AM4 board. Why is it showing me AM5 boards? Isn't this an AM? Like, what the? Yeah. Oh, I guess I can put it on an AM5. Let's see if we can find something cheaper, though. I just need something micro ATX. This looks nice right here. AM5. Then we throw in, some memory. Holy fucking shit. God damn, that shit is expensive, bro. My God. Oh my God. This is like, this is, you're fucking joking me, man. 32 gigs of RAM. 32 gigs of RAM is $413 for 32. Why? Why? Fit in there. Holy monkey. I don't even. Seriously. Like, you can't even get a cheap one of these things. Like, this is PCI 4.0, M.2. Yeah, that seems fine. We'll buy that. And then we need a graphics card. Yeah, tariffs is not doing that, dude. That is not even tariffs right there. That is just straight up the same thing that they did in 2008 before the crash. We're at $825 already, and we haven't even. So, but we need to beat the Steam machine. We need to beat the Steam machine. Gotta kick it in the booty. Yeah, but it's like, I'm only going to put like good shit in here. Even if you went like a 50-70 or something like that. Just like a 90-60. Like, that's going to put me almost to the price. But technically, all we need is the case. Let's get a cheap-ass case. And a power supply. And I don't even think we really need a RM750. You probably get away with the 600. There you go. This machine would beat the pants off of a fucking Steam machine. And it only cost me $1,400. And this would run Arc great. Really, it would just run Arc great for this. Like, I wonder. Arc Survival Ascended 9800 X3D. I haven't played Arc in forever. Let's see. It's so funny that you could actually pull up. So, well, this is the older processor. 4K, 30 frames a second. Epic settings, low settings. Oh, damn, you can play low settings, 170 with the 37 minimum. That's a little. It's gotta fuck, dude. You can play that shit pretty fucking smooth, though, if you're playing at 144 low hertz, 224. Okay. 78 on high epic settings, 1080p, 120. 300 with the 97 XT and the older processor. Play it on low graphic settings like everybody does, because like who the fuck wants to see all that extra bullshit? 300. See, that's why you don't play that bullshit. Sonny Jim. A second ransom note received by Tucson, Arizona television station shortly after the disappearance of Nancy Gutierrez said that she died after abduction. Sources familiar with the investigation told. Yes, that's right. They kidnapped this lady and they murdered her, dog. And they buried her ass. Cool. Well, I don't know. We could go on for a little bit longer. I got a little bit to say about what the trunk reflecting pool. Yeah, apparently that shit's still fucked up. And they're still arresting.
Doing more to Al, she is doing good today, honey. Team LG, we're sweethearts. Everybody's proud of you. You are single-handedly doing more to fight fascism than any American has. Yes. Let's go, Al. Yeah, Algie. Woo, Algie! Could you turn around?
Algie!
7 imaginary problem. No, it is not. It's a very real problem. In fact, I spoke with the National Park Service just before joining the show. They now have 17 police reports that have been filed in just the matter of a few days. There's actually been 6 arrests at the reflecting pool where, again, these deranged individuals, many of them longtime donors to the Democrat Party, to Barack Obama, to Act Blue, that have been vandalizing and desecrating our federal monument, one of the most beautiful monuments in the world, the reflecting pool. And that's why President Trump is not going to stop with this effort. We're going to not only hold those people accountable, but we're going to fix the pool, continue to make it beautiful from this despicable vandalism just in time to celebrate our nation's 250.
So wait. Now they're going with that. They caught people with algae that were pouring it into the pond, and that's why it's green. And it's not green because the lines that fill up the pond are completely impacted with algae. So no matter how many times they clean the fucking pool or resurface it or refinish it, it doesn't matter because the actual supply is the thing that's contaminated.
Birthday next week.
Okay, so I'm arguing.
Imaginary problem. No.
Yay! Not green for Brondo? Are you sure, dude? Oh my God. I think they said that they arrested 6 people. Yeah. 17 police reports, 6 arrests at the reflecting pool. Maybe I should look up reflecting pool. Yeah. Oh, we got the R finder. Here's another one. So this guy's sabotaging it. Putting stuff in the water.
I was lied to. You can't touch it. They lied to me. The Texas Marshal said I could touch it. The National Guard told her she cannot touch it.
Yeah, don't touch the water, bitch. Don't get your greasy pizza hands all over my shit. Seriously. The National Guard is defending the fucking reflecting pool. The Algae Justice League, as Mr. Blacksmith puts it. Yeah, you're right, J.R. Riggs. That's not green enough to be Brondo. Brondo is like bright ass, like neon almost green. You know what I'm saying? It's like brighter than that. But it might as well be. Why are these Antifa terrorists and billionaires that funded them still walking free? Everybody knows this is the moment the paint in the reflecting pool started peeling. Well, yeah. If you pour fucking muriatic acid into a pool with paint that hasn't cleared yet, or this is 10% hydrogen peroxide, yeah, that's gonna eat the fuck out of the side of the pool. Here's another lady touching the pool. Wow, look at the pool. Oh, this dude took a picture of her. Oh, shit. You're arrested, bitch. By this guy, this cop with fucking weird-ass tattoos? Are we sure that he was arresting her? Or maybe he was just trying to get a fucking shot of that booty, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, he's calling somebody in. Oh, shit. Busted. Booty got busted. Busted. This is the jam for all the fellas trying to do what them ladies tell us. Yeah, dude, imagine getting arrested. Algae QRF. Quick reaction force. The algae quick reaction forces. They got dude walks up to her, catches her, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, they're bringing her ass over to the cops and the fucking National Guard. And she's like, bitch, I'm just trying to touch the fucking pool. This dude's just trying to get her number, you know it.
Algae, let's go! Let's go, Algae, let's go!
Honestly, I don't blame him. That, you want to go out there and sing?
Woo! Yeah, Algae! We got this, Algae!
Now, I don't know about you.
Wait, what does he
But
say
for
right
me,
here?
whenever I see these people protesting that have so much free time, they can protest cheering algae growth at the Lincoln Memorial, I always think, what is the likelihood these people actually have a job? And according to AI, that likelihood is very low. Probably 20% at most, and that's being generous, that these people don't have a job and that they're actually relying on government assistance. In fact, the only reason why it's not lower than 20% is because some of them could have remote jobs or be trust fund kids or be relying on their parents. So
Some dude put a camera under there, dude. Oh yeah, look, it's peeling up, bro. Look at all that fucking algae, dog. That shit's crazy, bro. And then this guy got arrested. He got arrested for taking a video. Damn, did they arrest this guy for facing the pool? Did they fucking get that guy for facing the pool, dog? Damn. Damn, bro. Damn. Maybe priorities are questionable. I don't know. All I do know is that the whole QAnon bullshit information today is pretty amazing, to be perfectly honest. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what it all means. But what I do know is that the show is coming to a close. So that's all I got for you today. Think we kind of went off on a tangent a little bit about data centers and quantum computers and why Trump is actually posting about Q as opposed to, you know, trying to push forward the Q LARP when they're obviously just poking fun at it. I mean, it is a little vexing to see that it's actually happening, but at the end of the day, what can you really do in these types of situations? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, what is this? Save the fucking whales? What do you mean save the whales? Who's fucking saving any whales? I'm not saving no whale. When have we ever said anything about whale? I don't know. But what I do know is the show's over. So that's it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share this with your friends, do all that nice stuff. And I guess we'll see you again on the next one. So make sure you have yourselves a wonderful rest of your evening and be well, my friends. Either way, we're pretty much done here. I guess that's it. I mean, I need to figure out a better way of like playing off the live stream. I always have like the long ass intro, like the short ass outro, but it is what it is. But glad to keep you guys informed. So have a good one there, CV. Have a nice one, Yobi, Pyramid 7, JR Riggs, Mr. Blacksmith. God, who else is over here? Chicken Little said so. Then we got that Michael guy. And then we got, what's it called? I think that's basically it. Oh, there was that K405 guy that was mad at me for pushing Big Brother's agenda. There was Bane of Batman that was also here earlier today. And then we got to thank Granger Man again because he threw in that quantum donation of 1111. We could definitely use that little bit. I did shout out Pyramid 7, right? I shouted out Pyramid 7 out, right? I thought I did. If I didn't, that's fine. But either way, thanks, Mike, and everybody else. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Adios. Bye-bye now. Oh, you can see I upgraded some shit a little bit too, right? Oh, what did you do right there? Did you upgrade it? Did you upgrade it? Yes, you did. He did. It's a very little, very... It's a very, very, very small thing. You might not notice, but it's happening. It's happening. You can kind of see it going. It's very nice. Very nice, Defango. You do very good work, my friend. This is very nice. Fancy.